one has to go back to the diet of our ancestors, because our ancestors didn't have cancer, they didn't have obesity. It's not like they didn't have food, but they ate between hunger and full, one big meal a day, halfway, mid-afternoon, and it's eaten early, not late. But the content of that meal, you need to look at, tilapia was good, but we had other lake which grows in, other fish growing in swamps, like what here you have as mackerel. We have it as odado. We have also tilapia, which is dried in the sun, which is called obambo from Turkana. And the good thing with those foods is that they're smoked and dried, so you can keep them for long periods. They don't have preservatives. So a typical Luo meal that would do it for me has kwon, ugali, vegetables, a lot, and a protein. If it's a protein which is meat, it's very good to have it already first roasted to remove all the fat, and then, cooked in a small broth, like alia. Those are very healthy because it's smoked, so it means that it's meat that you can preserve for a long time, and then plus vegetables, and then ugali. So it has been found by nutritionists that when we eat millet, it has very good nutrients. But for those nutrients to be able to, those nutrients cannot be able to pass through the cells in the intestine in the form in which they are. They need a different mineral composition, phytonutrient composition that you can only get from vegetables, which opens up the pores in the intestine to allow the nutrients, the minerals from the corn bell in. So you need a combination, and we have quite a few. But wild vegetables, as wild as they are called, traditional vegetables, the more bitter the better. Yeah, and those vegetables are much healthier than sukuma wiki. Cabbage and sukuma wiki are good, but I would hesitate in Nairobi about sukuma wiki because some of it now people are putting pesticides on them. Some of them they're putting herbicides on them. Some of them are grown in dried swamps, which used to be rivers. So they contain heavy metals. So they are not healthy to be, they're not good for human consumption. So I would recommend that. And I would recommend that people try to have more game meat, like quail, like guinea fowl. If possible, when eating the cow, only eat matumbo, because the cows we have now have, especially if you eat genetically modified cows, then one is just passing on a lot of the heavy metals. So I would recommend just a meal which has those three in it, and preferably not the white maize flour. If we eat the maize flour, eat it from non-genetically modified maize, the smaller one, the smaller yellowish one. Sometimes you have purple in it, because that one is whole grain. It's whole grain. So, and something I really absolutely like about our food is that we cook it from fresh. Apart from the traditional vegetables, we cook them from fresh. Even if you eat the traditional vegetables and it's bitter, you can add milk. But also you can add peanut butter to it. So you don't have to fry it. And that is so healthy because peanuts are a complete and they have all the different proteins and amino acids you need. So if you were to ask me, I would say fish. And my favorite is omena. Because with omena, you're eating the whole fish. You're eating the head, you're eating the spine, you're eating the tail, and it's a very healthy one. I would say omena, of course, cooked properly. If you can buy it from the lake, it's even better. At Homa Bay, they sell it, fish which is caught the same day. So if you want to have it stir fry, you can have it. And it's possible to find them here, but when one goes to buy tilapia, you have to look out and make sure you don't buy the one which comes from Thailand or China, because in those two countries, they feed them on They don't feed, the fish doesn't feed on planktons in the river. It is fed by things which are not right for human consumption. So I would say that buy fish, buy tilapia, but look at the packet and see where it is from, and make sure that it's only from Lake Victoria. At least here in the UK, you can buy fish which is not, they have to indicate on the packet where it came from. And avoid fish that eat things from the bottom of the lake, bottom feeders, because those are the ones eating chemicals that have already settled at the bottom. So if you can eat those ones which feed from the upper part of the food chain, that would be better. But Luo food is healthy. Luo food is very healthy. I think more has to be written about Luo food. I think people need recipes on Luo food and methods of cooking them. There were foods we steamed, there was food we roasted, and there was food we boiled. Not everything went boiled, because that makes it boring also. And then a daily meal of the Luos, what would be ideal? In the morning to have wimbi porridge from finger millet. You can add a spoon of peanut butter inside it. I put honey in mine instead of sugar. Mid-morning, a snack of fruit, one fruit preferably, or a citrus fruit with a banana. Lunchtime is the big meal. That's when you have your ugali with your fish and this. When it comes to mid-afternoon, maybe a fruit again, or if it's children after school, uji. And then in the evening, you have a lighter meal. Maybe nyoyo. You know nyoyo? Maize with beans. It's just the best. And you can put maize, beans, and groundnuts in it. And that's very nice. And you can just boil it. If as much as possible, steam food, and then you can add a bit of ghee in it. And avoid like frying because sometimes people fry food and they let the oil heat until you're seeing a flame over it. But that has a lot of, it's oxidized and it's not very healthy. So Luo food is really nice. Eat traditional vegetables. Eat them as much as possible, and they're healthy. Africanus.